Alright, so we're over here and I'm doing some Geo Explore, and we're over here doing galaxy miners, and I'm looking for a raw, untouched vein, and I had come to this area where more than 100 years ago they had done their prospecting pits to find out where the main vein is, so that they weren't going after little stuff. Well, this is a small world. There was no metal, nothing back then, and they needed a lot of this fluorite and some of this rare earth material like tin, which was always a surface material. And so they would grade everything on the top of the surface to get all the tin off, which is the Tn in the periodic table. And then they would come in and they would, below the tin there, finding these other rare earth minerals. Now, when we say rare earth minerals, we're just generalizing all the periodic elements that are on the critical mineral list to simplify having to name 100 minerals every time we talk about a rare earth mineral. So, rare earth generalizes all those periodic elements. Well, I came over here today and I started digging, and I hit this red clay right underneath this tree root, and I found an untouched vein of fluorite in this really dark red clay stuff. And I don't think anybody knew what they're looking for. I didn't know what I was looking for, but it turns out that it's just like any other kind of pegmatite. Once you start getting that really red oxide type of topsoil, which you have to dig down just a little bit to find it, that's associating with multiple rare earth minerals. It's associated with silica and like quartz and lead and silver and gold and all kinds of different stuff. So I'm in here, and it's looking real beautiful, and I'm kind of picking down through that red clay, and then once you get below that red clay, you start getting into this. Oh, that stuff is, I wish I had a better piece to show you. It starts to get into this really purpley fluorite stuff. It's real hard to see on camera. So what we're going to do, we're going to adjust the camera just a little bit, and we're going to kind of dig around this root here. Main thing is we don't want to make the big tree above us topsy-turvy where we're getting knocked out by it. But what we'll do is we'll kind of clear out an area here, and we'll see where the vein is trending. I kind of know where it's trending already. So the vein itself is cutting like this, and it's trending down, kind of right on the surface level. And then once it gets about 100 feet from here, it twists into this fissure. So it was like draining down, and then the whole entire deposit twists into this fissure. And that was where it all drained off into, and that's where a large part of that deposit was made. But there had to have been fluids coming up to get the deposit uphill. So how's that happen? And you have to look at the idea before there was continental drifting and the tectonic plates were crashing into each other, forming some kind of a divide. As before this even happens, this was an ocean floor, and because this is an ocean floor, there was these methane tubes, or these little volcanic vents, where these gases and stuff were bubbling up underneath the ocean, and these corals and stuff, they love this. So this is how you're getting calcium fluoride. This is how fluorite deposits or fluorite deposits or fluoride deposits are made. Is you get all these little corals and stuff, and they build up because of the warmth around these little vents. And what happens is you start getting this net where it's capturing all these gases, and these volatiles are getting kind of filtered out of the methane. And the methane bubbles up out of the ocean, and all the heavy compounds that came up with that gas from deep inside the earth gets trapped inside those reefs. And that's how you get this red clay stuff. They call this the Brescia Reef. And so these reefs kind of acted like a filter to capture these rare earth deposits underneath the ocean around these volcanic vents. And what happens is after these deposits are made, this continental drifting smashes together, and the earth rises up, and all these deposits that were underneath get lifted up towards the surface. And over millions of years, you'd think this was probably way further, below ground underneath the reef. And the reef is important because it's all the crustaceans, shells, corals that have the calcium. They're the manufacturer of the calcium on the ocean floor. And then they're filtering out these gases. A specific vent was rich in fluorine, probably was it hydrofluoric acids, from the internal temperature of the earth, and the water being there is making these acids. And it's mixing and evolving with these reefs, and you get this element that is fluorine, and you get the fluorine deposits. So that's kind of how the formation is happening. What I'm seeing, this is all, best guess from my perception of what I see with my geology knowledge that I retain in my mind. And so we're getting this kind of formation, and eventually, once they push up, all the weather starts to erode, because this continental drifting forms these hills and these mountains, and then the water washes, the rainwater and the flooding washes all the topsoil away, and that's how you get down to the reef itself. You get this crust, this reef crust, and then if you dig just a little bit below that, that's where you hit your mineralization. And it's a pretty cool thing. So what we're seeing is down the hill is mainly a concentration of that had created a secondary deposit for a larger vein structure, because it's washing out. But originally, before that secondary deposit, just a couple 100 feet away from me, was formed, there was a deposit, an original deposit, tertiary deposit. Look at that stuff, it is so rich. And it was a surface. And so far, I've only dug down about 6 inches, and the vein is about 6 inches thick right in this area. So we're going to zoom in and kind of keep digging on it. Do a little bit of a cut. All right, so we're definitely zoomed in there. We're gonna start digging and trying to create a relief on this vein structure. Now we just found on my claim, this is Galaxy Miners channel here, and we're mining for rare earths, and this will be our rare earths deposit that we're getting to. Oh yeah, I'm right underneath it. Oh yeah. Nice. It's a good piece. I'm gonna definitely take all the pieces out. It's kind of cool because now I'm underneath the vein here and I can see that the vein structure, it's a little bit more narrow here and it widens up a little bit here, but there's a substantial vein structure, and this is the material that I'm after. And I was told with a little bit of work, because they had to abandon this during gold prohibition, that this is a really good mine. It's going to really treat me well. So that's my good words from my friends and fellows here in town, and I'm really looking forward to just doing this journey. I think this is my purpose here in life. Oh yeah. I can't believe it. It was like first strike. I came here, this is my discovery location. I really wanted to treat my discovery location with a little bit of respect. You get a 1,600 square foot sampling area to line out your discovery, and I come up here and I poked around and I didn't see any purple, but I seen some purple right down here below us, down this hill. And I said, it's got to be coming up from up here because it's rolling down the hill. And I went above here and I didn't see anything. And I went all around here and I didn't see anything. And it just kind of formed its own X marks the spot. And I struck my pick right here. And I found it. I found the original vein structure. And as we're going further down, it's actually widening. So it was like right here, but as I'm going down, it's actually starting to trend down and open up this vein here. And I want to get kind of dug around it. I'm gonna put all this rich Indonesian pay dirt in a pile over here, so that might pan it out and see what's in there. Once I get around there, I can take my chisel and knock a giant chunk off of it. I can take that baby home with me. Take that baby home with me. Oh, it's so massive. I thought it was all just like pushed over. Like someone just came and graded it down, but as history tells us, this mine hasn't been worked over in 150 years, so this little pit that we see here that looks like it might have happened 25 years ago, happened 125 years ago, before there was even automobiles. They had only horse and donkeys I am so stoked about this. You know, it's like one of those things, like, did I really stake my claim spot the right way? Because, I mean, if you pull a piece of gold out and it's worth above $50,000, if you don't have proof of ownership of that stuff, they'll take it away from you until you can prove it's yours. So, I did so much, you know, in the past where I've gotten so good at this stuff that I said, this is over $50,000. This is gonna be the one. My current value, my assay value, my real estate estimate on my property is about $214 million if I sell it today. But it's a $48 million a year producer based on historical records without technology. So I'm sure that it's worth even more than that. Holy moly, is that? Damn. That stuff looks like a hunk of silver in there. I'm gonna put that in my pocket. Okay, so we're down to this vein material. Let's see if we can get got a little pick here. Let's see what we got. Oh, look at that. Oh, it's a little bit dirty yet because it's got some seepage. It's kind of getting weathered. Let's see. Oh, need a. You got that purple in there, and it's really rich purple, and it's huge. You got a huge vein, huge vein. This is my discovery.